When choosing the bedding materials for your chicken house or for your poultry, you must consider some factors. These factors include the type of the beddings, that is the best bedding material for your chicken, the best would be coffee husks. But in a situation where you are unable to find coffee husks, you opt for wood shaving. And then when it is wood shaving that you're using in your farm, and then the texture of the material should be a priority, because the fine material or fine texture of a wood shaving is not good. Also, dust is not good for your chicken bedding, as they are very dusty. In most cases, they cause respiratory infections in the chicken. As they inhale the dust into their system, their lungs will be affected, and so there will be difficulty in breathing, hence respiratory problems. So it is very important to consider the texture of your wood shaving. For example, this morning I'm changing their beddings and giving them the wood shaving, fresh, dry ones. You can see these wood shaving, they are not so fine, they are not too big, and also they are not too small. So they are the right appropriate one for their stay in. These ones, by the time they're going to spend 3 or 5 or even a week, this material will have already been smashed and mixed together with their feces, and it turns into a very good manure for your crops. As this type of shavings, they can easily be dissolved in the soil. It turns into soil with the time. And so, when choosing your wood shaving, you must choose the size which is very good, which is recommended, the size which is appropriate, but not so dust. So dust causes them respiratory infections in the birds, and they become sick most times and even cause them to die. So when considering your wood shaving or your litter material, you must make sure that the wood shaving is dry, at least are not of fine particles, are not wet. Because even wet, when the wood is wet or water has spilled on it and it is wet, it's going to cause bacteria to begin to develop into the room very fast, and eventually it will not be conducive for the chicken to live in. So your litter must be a number one priority on the farm. And also, as you're applying the litter onto the wall, onto the floor, the thickness of the litter also matters. It must not be too shallow that you can easily get onto the cemented floor. Because the cemented floor, like mine is just a room which was meant for rent and which I converted into a chicken house. So it always give me hard task to make sure that the shaving that I put, it is at least 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches, meaning it is thick enough. Even though they scratch and go down, they cannot easily get the cemented floor. And even though water spills down on the floor, it takes time for the water to get it takes time for the coldness to get onto the chicken. So wood shaving is good in this scenario, and especially for broiler chicken, for me, I prefer wood shaving because it doesn't stay long. Maximally 1 week, I will be removing this, but between 3 to 7 days, 3 to 7 days, meaning sometimes when this chicken, they grow, especially now they're already making 2 weeks, 14 days on Friday, meaning the rate of food intake will also increase. And as the food intake increases, they tend to poo a lot. So when they poo so much, this bedding It's going to become wet and I'll have to change again. Today is Wednesday. Probably by Saturday, I'm going to give them a new fresh one. So make sure you take care of your chicken by changing their bedding, by changing their litter often time. You can see this chicken, they're also competing with the local ones. So if you do any mistake of allowing the local ones to enter inside, one, they're going to start pecking them and will eventually make them develop wounds and they will die. And also two, they compete with the feeds. Remember, these feeds are very expensive. And so if these local ones come, they also begin to compete for the food with your broilers. Thank you for watching. For more tips, kindly like, share, and comment, and follow for more practical experiences on Jireh Farm. I remain Mercy Collins, the manager. Shalom.